A 70-year-old man was playing chess in the park when he was defeated by a 7-year-old boy. In just 4 moves, the boy forced the old man into a hopeless position.
Yeah.
Sweating profusely, the old man immediately pulled out his decades-old secret move, yet the boy effortlessly countered it once again. The mother looked on in disbelief. After all, this was her son's first time playing chess, but no one could have imagined that the old man would act so unscrupulously and claim that the boy had lost. Anyone with a keen eye could see he hadn't actually lost, but the kind-hearted boy chose not to expose him, preserving the old man's dignity. A bystander, however, recognized the boy's talent and eagerly asked for his name.
What's his name?
Josh.
But the father couldn't believe his son had such skill. He immediately took out a chess set to challenge Josh, hoping to test his true ability. This time, just a few moves into the game, Josh was easily defeated by his father. Disappointed, the father told the mother that their son clearly lacked talent in this area. But what the mother said next made the father feel deeply ashamed.
You don't get it? Doesn't want to beat his daddy.
So the father quickly reset the board and demanded that Josh not go easy on him this time. The mother also encouraged Josh to hold nothing back. Her words made Josh take the game seriously, but they also intensified the pressure on the father. Every move became a struggle for him, while Josh had already started playing with his sister. It wasn't until his father finally made a move and called him that Josh leisurely came downstairs. He seemed to have anticipated his father's move in advance, capturing his pawn without a second thought. The father, who had been feeling confident, instantly lost his smile. He had spent 2 hours planning what he thought was a perfect move, only for his son to counter it in 2 seconds. Even the mother couldn't help but chuckle at the scene. As the pieces on the board dwindled, the father sank into another long and difficult deliberation. While waiting for his father's next move, aboard Josh decided to take a relaxing bath. It wasn't until sunset filled the windowsill that the father finally came up with a response. But this time, Josh couldn't even be bothered to look. He played remotely instead.
Move my horse in front of my king. Did you do it?
Yeah?
The father proudly boasted that he was about to win, but the mother retorted,
Oh, really?
Only then did the father realize he had already been cornered into a checkmate. This, however, solidified his belief in Josh's chess talent. He immediately took Josh to a chess club, hoping Josh could study under the master, Bruce. But Bruce refused, citing that he didn't teach young children. Just then, the crisp sound of chess pieces hitting the board caught Bruce's attention. The rapid, rhythmic moves made his heart race. He couldn't resist looking up. It was Josh, playing speed chess against his top student. The two were locked in an intense battle, neither gaining a clear advantage. As the game progressed, their moves grew faster and more urgent, leaving no room for hesitation. Then, with Josh's final white piece moved, the timer was slapped. The game was over. His opponent knew he had been defeated and reluctantly toppled his king in resignation. But Josh showed no arrogance as the winner. He simply silently shared his favorite snack to comfort the disappointed player. Josh's impressive performance had captured Bruce's attention. Still, he didn't take Josh on as a student right away. Instead, he began visiting the park where Josh played every day, quietly observing each of his games from a corner. One day, Josh faced Winnie, the park's strongest player, in a speed chess match that drew a large crowd of chess enthusiasts. Watching him, Bruce saw the shadow of the world champion, Bobby Fischer. Unable to contain his excitement, he invited Josh's father to a national chess tournament. He explained that while the players there were among the best in the country, none could become world champion. That's because they spent their whole lives imitating one person, world chess champion Bobby Fischer. Some had even been driven mad, obsessing over a single move for years. Bruce asked Josie's father if it were such a future, whether he would allow Josie to continue learning chess. However, the father's reply was still firm, and so Bruce officially became Josh's chess mentor. When Bruce first saw Josh's room, cluttered and messy, with toys scattered everywhere, he was only more convinced of the boy's originality. For their first lesson, he didn't teach anything about chess. Instead, he spent the whole afternoon playing board games with Josh. Though Josh's father was puzzled by Bruce's approach, he was willing to pay any price if it helped his son. Josh noticed this, so in the second lesson, he listened with extra focus. But then Bruce set up a chess puzzle, a complex endgame, and challenged Josh to solve it in 4 moves without touching any pieces. Inexperienced, Josh stared blankly at the board, unsure where to begin. So Bruce swept all the pieces off the board. With the board now empty, the situation suddenly became clear. Josh's mind began to race, mentally simulating every possible move and countermove.
Knight to c8.
Yes.
His answer pleased Bruce, who then carefully brought out a certificate he had prepared. He explained that it represented the highest honor in chess, awarded only to those who had earned enough points through skill and dedication. To reward Josh for solving the puzzle, Bruce added 10 points to Josh's notebook. Through this clever method, he turned tedious lessons into a game of earning points. That lesson marked the beginning of Josh's journey toward mastery. To test Josh's progress, his father signed him up for the National Youth Chess Championship. Though the participants looked like ordinary elementary school students, they were the most talented players from all over the country. Unfortunately, some of the parents behaved poorly, giving advice during games, and even fighting over moves. The referee, exasperated, eventually locked all the parents outside. The children responded with enthusiastic applause. Often, parents believe they're acting in their children's best interests, but they end up placing immense pressure on them instead. After several intense rounds, only Josh and one other boy remained, competing for the championship. Outside, the parents grew increasingly anxious, relying on updates passed along by the children. When they heard Josh had lost a pawn, the other boy's father pretended to comfort Josh's dad, patting his shoulder as if victory was assured. Soon, another update came. Pete had lost a rook. Now it was Josh's father's turn to offer consolation. congratulation, patting the other father's shoulder in return. The two parents continued this subtle rivalry until news finally arrived that the match was over. But the child messenger didn't reveal who had won, leaving both fathers tense once more. On the train home, Josh's father stared out the window, his face clouded with worry. After all, it was Josh's first tournament. Losing would be understandable. But when he glanced at Josh, he could no longer contain his joy. There, held tightly in Josh's arms, was the champion's trophy. That trophy marked the true beginning of Josh's reign as a chess prodigy.